What is going on, everybody? I am wearing headphones, and I'm usually not wearing this size of headphones. But hope everybody's doing a great night on a Tuesday night. Of course, I'm with my man, John's Comics with Kids. John, what's going on?
Just excited for your DJ career to kick off.
Wicka, wicka, wicka. Yep, any moment now. Any moment. It's all about the look, you know? So I got
Right?
this. I got the Iron Man I Love You 3000. I
You can
think
do
any
it.
cool DJ would wear this stuff. So uh
Hey, 2000.
speaking of, we got our man Brandon with us, Comics Kings. What's going on, Brandon?
Hey, how's everybody doing? John, Justin, thank you guys so much for having me.
Hell yeah, man! Of course, of course. Certainly not the first, and won't be the last either. So appreciate you coming on board with us.
A few more
Um,
cameos. A few more cameos.
yeah. I put Brandon's information in the description below. So of course, if you guys are not following him, make sure you do so on YouTube and both Instagram as well. And then same thing with John. As you guys probably already know, we go back and forth on each other's channels for this show, Omni X-Men. So make sure you're subbed up to John as well. We're talking about X-Men 123 today, which is well, I'll get into my feelings in just a second. But before we get into anything, let's just say a quick hello to the chat. I see a couple people hanging out. We got my man Ryan here, Magic Lasso, saying what's going on. He says, question, what is Spider-Man's favorite month? Answer, Webuary. Ba-doom, ba-doom. Classic. Brandon, write it down.
Webby. Gotcha.
We got Jackson Roy Kirk in the house as well. What's going on, Jackson Roy Kirk? Good to see you. Always first and with the jokes, no less. That's right. And what do you say here? I noticed that happens a lot. Oh yeah. Counter runs down. Yeah, I don't know.
The chat seems to restart. Yeah, it's no biggie. Hey, there's Chet.
There he is. Chet, tune in after for Justin's recipe blitz.
There you
go. By the way, Chet, curious what you have here for issue 123. If you got a 9.4,
I'm sure we're going to hear it in just a second or two.
How's the lighting today, Chet?
So, all right, let's talk about the issue here. 123. First and foremost, let's get your thoughts. So, John, what was your initial thoughts on this?
I feel like this is one of the best ones we've read in a while. I've been very hard on the issues that we've had lately. I've taken a lot of shots, making a lot of jokes, and I think this is an issue that succeeds despite the absolutely ludicrous premise here of the sort of man-child villain arcade. He is just a bonkers, ridiculous villain, but they own it. They own it in such a way that I'm absolutely entertained. I love the way that this issue plays out. I think it's a lot of fun, even though it's completely ridiculous. So yeah, I give this one a pretty high grade. I might even give it a 9. It's like right there in that range.
Yes, I love it. We got Jennifer in the house. What's going on, Jennifer? Good to see you. And by the way, Chet says that he has a 9.6 arriving in 5 days. So there you go, Stan and Chris.
I'll take it for cover price. I believe that will be 40 cents.
That's
I'll take the 9.4 that you're probably throwing in the dumpster out back.
Yeah. Frisbee, just throwing it like a frisbee. Brandon, what did you think? What did you think about this issue overall?
It's Spider-Man and the X-Men. Of course, I'm gonna love it. But this is continuing a story from the Marvel Team Up books, which are a lot of fun. Which I was just actually rereading them. They're actually some of the first books I ever bought at a con. So
you have one with you, don't you?
Yeah. I bought. It was one of the first books I bought at a con, and
I was hoping it still wasn't bagged and boarded since Chet was here.
Oh, I can fix that for you.
This man was reading.
I was reading it.
I'm not a part of this.
Chet.
Out in the open. Chet.
Somebody.
John turns off the camera.
Somebody check on Chet right now. We need somebody to.
Chet, so I
call his cell phone or something.
But it's a cool craft that Claremont has been telling across these span of 3 issues, and I like it. I enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. So I give it about a 9.2, probably same run, John.
Wow, awesome.
Fun. It's a breath of fresh air.
Totally.
Hell yeah, I am spot on with both of you guys, and definitely up there in the nines for me because I mean I just had a blast. I'm gonna get all of you. He says,
I
uh,
didn't do anything.
definitely John. You definitely want to get John. John planned this whole thing out, chat, before we even jumped on. So
Yeah, he said, Brandon, don't you have this issue? A while ago, and John's like, I remember.
He can
John
get me with
was-
one of his boomerang slabs. Just like, whap. He's got all those 9-0s he doesn't want anymore. He
Yeah.
whips
It's
around.
back and it's safe.
Nice, very nice. Wash your hands. Very nice. So yeah, I think that this is a fair deal to give this up in the nines because I definitely enjoyed it. So for me, about a 9.2. I think overall we get some beautiful panels, we get some beautiful artwork, which we've been getting.
Some semi-scandalous artwork as well.
Yeah, definitely some great great artwork. So I'm looking forward to it, and I just love all the scenarios that each of the team members are in, and I know we'll get into that here shortly. But yeah, definitely a big fan. So let's bring up the slide here, and then we'll kind of get started with. Well, let's start with the cover. So, John, what did you think about this cover?
It's a little bonkers, but yeah, I got Pinball Wizard in my head, and I even put it on Instagram when I posted for tonight. Like, yeah, he sure plays a mean pinball. This guy, you know. I thought it's funny. It doesn't necessarily bear any evidence to what actually happens in the story, but the essence of what's going on is all there. It's very busy, and I really don't know that we needed the little like bubble of Spider-Man. But of course, he's Spider-Man, and he's in the issue. So if you don't put him on the cover, you're blowing it. You're just blowing it.
Yeah.
I get it. I love the pinball machine though. It's funny. It's a funny setup.
Big time. Brandon, what'd you think of the cover?
I love it. It's just fun. And it's just like, it sets the tone of what's going to happen perfectly. It's like saying, okay, this is going to be very different, right? Because we expect everything to be over now that they're back on. I was going to say back on Krakoa, but they're back in the X-Men. And I do agree with John. I believe that Spider-Man icon was put in there by editorial and drawn after the fact.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like that. It just shouts "Murder World" right on the front. Like that's very intriguing in and of itself. I feel like if I was just walking by the shelf and seeing this for the first time, it is certainly a little cheesy and far fetched. But a lot of the stuff that we've been reading has been a bit cheesy and far fetched. So it all kind of ties in. But yeah, I really like Arcades. I like the idea of him. So it is a little messy overall, though busy. Let's jump into the issue. So right off the bat, we got Brandon's favorite splash page here, which is the very front of the opening page here. So we got Spider-Man swinging by, which is awesome because it is a totally, you're going into this thinking you're reading all X-Men, and here you go with the webhead himself. Brandon, you want to talk a little bit to this panel here?
John Byrne drawing Spider-Man. That was enough for me.
Yeah, fair enough. Not going to argue there.
Him just going across a building. I love the angle, and I just love it. I love how he's able to capture the New York background.
Yeah.
And the detail in his costume is very ahead of its time, in my opinion. I think it's honestly very ahead of its time. And if he was drawing a Spider-Man book, he would do a very good job because he's John Byrne. And yeah, he would probably be one of the better Spider-Man artists if he drew like that in a Spider-Man book.
Yeah, if we saw him more often. Yeah, agreed. There were definitely a lot of different web Spider-Man like drawings just within this book that I really liked and appreciated. So, John, what'd you think about this opening scene here?
It's very funny because for me, I'm like, Spidey is way too enthusiastic to just go up to people and give away their secret identities. Like I know the X-Men don't necessarily go by the whole secret identity thing, and they're kind of open about who they are, but he just bips down there and starts having a conversation like the world is totally cool with this. And I was a little bit like, dude, there's just like people around, like just take a breather. Even Cyclops is like, oh, he really just got right in my grill here. Like this guy just flipped down here and got in my grill, and then he just whips away and he's gone.
Yep.
I also didn't realize how popular Colleen was because I was like, I don't even remember her from these issues. But Spider-Man's like, hey, Colleen,
yeah,
good to see you.
Spider-Man just knows everything, man.
Right? And everybody seems really cool with him dating her. Nobody is nobody questions Cyclops has got a new girl.
Yep.
Nobody on the X-Men, Nobody, it's Spider-Man. Everybody's like, oh, good for them. It was not that long ago that he was.
Wasn't he with? Who cares? Yeah, exactly.
Right. I mean, how many issues back are we talking? Because they were together in New York on Christmas, right? Like it wasn't that long ago. I don't know.
Yep. No,
Still bothered by that.
I don't like that. I don't like Scott in this scene.
You don't like Scott in any scene.
I was going to say you.
I like him in some scenes.
You're not differentiating well enough here.
I just think Claremont is writing Scott here so we don't like him purposely. And I think he's achieving that. Because think about it. How he's supposed to be in love with Jean and all of a sudden he's just moving on and he's dating Colleen. It's just not fun. It's not it for me. No, Scott, stop. Go back. Stop it.
I like that Chet pointed out. I want to know what Scott was going to say to Jean's parents if he were to be able to get in touch.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I would argue that he doesn't question it, Chet, that he's more like enthusiastic about like, oh, I didn't know they were dating. Not like, whoa, you stepping out on Jean? Like
Right.
that would be questioning it for me.
Yeah.
Instead of like being down and happy about it. Like he's like, cool.
Yeah.
Not cool.
All right, let's see. We got from there. We end this little connection of where Spider-Man greets them real quick and goes to leave, and Scott and Colleen are snuck up on by this massive garbage truck, and of course, as you can see at the bottom here, this big slinky-looking piece of the garbage truck comes in and just takes them both with no fight, no nothing. Captures the both of them, and right at the end here, Spider-Man kind of gets the hint that he recognized, was it the sound of what the truck was making, and he remembered it from the first encounter that he had with
this. Might be one of the best uses of, and here's the word, onomatopoeia in a comic book that I've ever come across. The fact that not only is this the sound effect of the garbage truck that he uses, because apparently he uses this truck a ton and nobody's aware of it, but not only that, Spidey recognizes the slang noise that it makes, and he even says it himself. He's like, hey, that's slang sound. I remember that slang. Holy slang. There was a slang. Onomatopoeia is not really given its due enough in comic books, and this is the issue where it really happens.
So true. So true.
Slang?
Hashtag slang.
Yeah.
So why didn't Cyclops just start
blast his way out?
Yeah.
Well,
there must have
really
been like a suction or something to pull them up. Technically, gravity, they'd have to be pulled up into the truck, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I get this isn't your average trash can or garbage truck, but still.
I don't know. I feel like if Cyclops were to use his powers, he's not in his suit. And we know with the X-Men, they have to be in their suit, especially in this run, even if they're changing on the go or between panels.
Well, and then later we're going to see them use the slang truck on Wolverine, and clearly he didn't claw his way out. So, I mean, whatever's in the slang truck works.
Yeah.
Not only because we see it successfully grabbing all these guys, but he's been using it long enough that Spidey recognizes the noise it makes. Spidey's like, slang. Crud. Arcade's back up to his crap again.
3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and this garbage truck.
And the slang truck.
We had Desired Comics in the house. What's going on, Nigel? Good to see you. Jackson Roy Clark said, did Spidey even know Jean used to be a thing? Oh, I don't know.
He knows Colleen like by spotting her from a distance.
Yeah,
I gotta feel like he might have known that they were an item.
They got gassed really quick, and then Chet says they likely have gassed them. Okay, yeah. So all right, so gas.
You're thinking too logically, Chet. There's supposed to be cheesy giggles here.
Yeah. You still need like a vacuum suction, to pull them upward.
Right. Yeah, definitely would need some kind of a vacuum.
I'm not sold on this flying truck, but I mean, it sounds great. But,
yeah. Well, clearly it sounds distinctive.
Yeah. I need to get me one of those. All right, let's move into when double dating goes wrong. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so the team here is on another kind of vacation-y type vibe, and Colossus and Nightcrawler taking 2 lovely ladies out on a date, and we see this woman here who looks familiar, goes by Dragon Lady. We saw her a little bit from last issue. So that was obviously our hint as a reader.
Yeah, I want to know about this though. I got so clearly they were planning a double date where they go to the opera, right? The Metropolitan Opera, right?
Museum, yeah.
Nobody else is in this place. look at. There's nobody on the steps. There's nobody inside. Who took their tickets? At some point, I gotta wonder: were they just looking around like, where is everybody? Did we buy out this place? They're getting escorted to their box seats, but there's nobody else. Who? At what point are they going to say like this might feel like a trap? Nobody else is here. Something might be going down. Never mind the awesome Velcroed label that's on the door that she's going to pull off here in a couple. She pulls off there that should say fire exit, but now says private booth.
They're just distracted.
Fancy label.
They're distracted with the women that they got around them. That they're like, all right, here we go. We got this great date going. We finally are not being like attacked or anything. We're like relaxed and they let their guard down. I think
we have not been creeping on Storm yet, TJ, but it will happen.
Is Storm in this, TJ? I didn't realize.
They will be creeping on Storm.
Not yet. I don't know what any of you guys in the chat are talking about, but So, Brandon, any thoughts on this with this secret elevator that they're jumping into?
Maybe they're just chilling because they know they just came back from like the past 10 issues.
Is that what you call Canada?
Shots fired, Brandon. Man.
John.
I'm taking shots. I'm firing shots everywhere tonight. What are you doing?
But you know what? Maybe they're just not even thinking about it. Maybe they're just so focused on their dates. Kind of how like you guys are so focused on Storm. They're focused on their ladies just as much.
Hey, if I was going to the opera with Storm, then I probably wouldn't. She might lead me up down into a dark alley somewhere, and I wouldn't notice.
You wouldn't even.
They always do. They always find a way. I'm telling.
Chet is very aware of this issue, and we will get there soon, my brother.
Banshee says vacation, and we know what happens next.
Yeah.
But to answer Chet's question, Spider-Man does know Colleen from the team-ups in 63 and 64 with Iron Fist.
Oh, yeah.
That's where that came from.
Oh yeah. Chet, to answer your other question, it would be on Storm's body. That's where we see that.
That makes so much more sense than what I was thinking.
Just want to help
Maybe you're looking in the wrong place, Chet.
Just want to help him out.
My eyes are up here.
And so this is where I really like the idea of this, where we get one by one, each of the team gets kind of picked off by these shady looking characters. This one dude with the hat, is that Angel's hat, Brandon? Would you say?
That looks like an old Alabama something or other cat. That's not an Angel's. No, I would definitely know if it was.
I don't trust anybody with the letter A on their hat. So
that's an arcade hat.
Angels are all the way, baby.
Angels.
Oh man, so I'm a little surprised that somebody like Wolverine could get kind of snuck up on by the flying truck, but he is distracted though, as he gets to meet up with his lady friend.
Yep.
And he's still taken back by it because last issue he was like, holy crap, wait, is that Mariko? Like, what is she doing here in the city? So that was
so a lot of our characters distracted by women tonight and then getting taken.
Yeah,
it's happening.
Yep. Yeah, if the three of us go missing, chat, then when we get to it, you'll know.
Blame the ladies.
Yeah.
My ladies with Moira.
And then
Or ladies, Lorna and Jean.
And then we have, speaking of Moira, we have Banshee here, who's just waking up and doing a whole lot of nothing. And as the phone rings, the classic laser gun gets him.
I thought it was a dart gun. Is it a laser?
Oh yeah. It is dart. That's right, because he puts him to sleep.
Morbius, what's up?
Why is Banshee always alone? Like it was like that in the Christmas issue where like Banshee's like, oh, I'm gonna be alone, and now he just wakes up alone.
He's brooding over the loss of his mutant ability. Sitting by the fireplace getting stoned or whatever.
What's funny? I'm telling you.
Yeah. So we see this mystery white glove take this dude out. And then, oh snap, here we go. So then we have John and Justin's favorite panel.
A lot of goodness is what we have.
Which is our arcade on the right here.
Oh, is that what you were looking? Sorry, I didn't even see him.
him holding the phone is our favorite panel. So yeah, Storm just getting out of the shower. She's like, Banshee, what the heck? You know,
Bath, but
yeah,
yes.
bath. And I feel her frustration, you know, like why can't the man just answer the damn phone?
I love that she like flies down to get it.
Oh, it's aggressive.
It's like she's like, God damn it. Just when I get in the hot bath, I gotta fly around the mansion.
But talk about the robe, the wind of the robe while she's flying down.
Yep. Panel number 2, yes, sir.
There it is.
I don't know if you know the story behind that panel. Do you want me to get into it, or do you want to save it?
Oh, no, go for it.
Oh, okay. If you didn't know, so the second panel, the one when she's coming out with the steam behind her, nobody really took much notice to it when it was first published in color. But later, when it was republished in black and white in a special edition, people noticed that without the coloring, you could actually see the shape of her breast, the nipple, and everything. And so it became this huge scandalous issue that that it had been drawn in and nobody noticed it. But in black and white, it would like, there you go. See, Chet knows what I'm saying. It became this like big deal that people were like, dude, he actually drew it in there. And in black and white, it just shows up a ton more. If you want, I can screen share something I got prepared. It just happens to be ready on my computer.
It's his background.
It's my desktop. It's my desktop. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it. So that's the original panel right there. And then in black and white, you can kind of see something more going on in this neighborhood here. Right. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. Right there. That. Yes. So in black and white, like it's just obvious. Versus in color, the inker completely colored this in, and it just went black. Right. You can't see anything at all. But in black and white, you can make out the full shape of what's going on there.
So you're saying the inker is just a terrible inker for this book?
Come on, Terry Austin.
Well, I'm
okay, John.
Sorry, I'll stop screen sharing.
So I didn't realize that. Sorry, what? Go ahead, Brandon.
We already gave Chet one heart attack today.
So I knew that that there was talk about this, but I thought that they were referencing the panel below it.
No.
And that it was just the markings that we see.
The one below it is just as spectacular for my money.
Right.
But in black and white, it was a big deal because it is fully shaped out. Everything is there. And the pencil version had that. The inker obviously fixed it, and then it was never thought about again. And then later when they published it, I want to say they did like, maybe Chet can correct it. I want to say it was like 3 issues published together in a little black and white volume. You could absolutely see it. That's a classic moment in my teen years, right? Right there. I'm with Morbius and I, man.
You can back together. Omnibus though, like it's pretty shaped.
Is it in the Omni? I didn't notice it. I mean, I just went straight to the screen grab I got on my computer.
What's going on? Reno's Comics in the house. The OG nip slip. That's right.
Right? The original wardrobe malfunction, if you want.
That gets lit.
Yeah, you can see it in the Omni. Holy crap.
Yeah.
God, I love this omnibus. It's in color now, folks.
It's great.
You clearly saw it.
Oh. Yeah.
Look, there it is.
Kind of. I'm sorry.
Glorious. Yeah, I mean, it was a big deal. It was a really, I remember like articles published about it, people talking about it, because whoever discovered it was like, what?
Yeah.
And then everybody tells everybody, and then there you go.
Well, I'm glad that we were lucky enough for you to have it as your desktop.
I was ready for you guys. So, I offer a lot to this show. More than any of the other shows. I'm talking onomatopoeia and boobs tonight, folks. What more do you want from me?
Talked about boobs opening of last week with my question. Hey, John, what's the demonstration you never bought a comic book? Boobs.
Oh, yeah.
I guess both of those things come up a lot.
It's a standard.
And boobs.
So then here on the right, after we see that Storm gets taken out by this mystery person, we find out that it is in fact Arcade behind the shadows, and Spider-Man is just too short in time trying to get a hold of the mansion to warn everybody And
Right.
man, let me just say, I think that this is just a tiny bit of an overreaction here for Spider-Man.
It's hilarious.
Just a little bit when he hangs up the phone here.
He messes that phone booth up, man. Just like a Hulk. Like,
I just feel like that wasn't Spidey. Like, that's not like, you know, like, hey, like the guy next to him might have been the engineer who just finished building that telephone booth, and now he's like, hey, man. Like,
and he died in a rainstorm of glass.
Yeah, Spidey is just like, he's got some anger issues.
I don't know, maybe off panel, Arcade said that, hey, Storm is in a bathrobe, and he's like, hey,
and you'll never see it.
No, we need to remove the text from that and just create this as like a meme and let people try to fill in why is Spider-Man
why is Spider-Man upset?
Yeah.
What drove Spidey mad?
So that's probably the most angriest person we see in the episode, in the issue, is Spider-Man here, as he needs to now collect himself. And then I'll tell you what, I don't know about you guys, but I hate when I wake up and I'm in a bubble in an arcade, and I can't get out. It's not fun. It's happened to me 3 times in my life, and it's not fun. So
those scars never heal.
No, they don't. And here we are with Cyclops first. I do like kind of seeing how the panel, like that first top left panel, how it kind of is all, just solid black, and you start to see gray. It's like the lights are just turning on. They're just waking up and realizing what's going on. So that's cool. And then turns out they are all the Bubble Boy and trying to figure out what's going on.
They're COVID safe.
Yes, that they are. I do like that it's this silly concept of like Arcade is literally pulling back and like shooting this thing, and they all go flying, and sure enough, this is literally a pinball machine. So, John, what do you think of this whole mess?
That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. It's absolutely amazing. It's just stupid and hilarious. The fact that he built a life-size pinball machine that he can manipulate with his miniature like remote, it's just hilarious. And the point is bonkers because it's like they're all going to go to the room that fits them anyways, right? He wouldn't want them to go into the wrong room where they would face the opposite challenge. Each room seems perfectly suited to the individual that lands in it. So it's not like there's any like mystery to where everybody lands. They land exactly where they're supposed to land.
Yeah.
And I think it's hilarious. At one point, he's like complaining that like, oh, you guys better get out of those balls or you guys are going to die. Like, everybody else has gotten out of them or Spider-Man got out of them. And I'm like, no, you don't want them to, they're not supposed to get out of it here. You want them to get out at the right. What are you even talking about?
What's up, Tony? Yeah, no, I agree. Brandon, what did you think of this?
I have 3 issues. 1, why would you take them out of their bath or out of like their clothing and put them in their costumes? That is stupid.
Or better yet,
why would you take Storm out of her bathrobe?
I want to know who did it. Like, who's the guy? Who's the underling that had to like do that job? Hey, you go. I want you to take off Wolverine's clothes and put him in this outfit.
Maybe it was Arcade's assistant.
Exactly. Why would I say, hey, let's strip down Cyclops of all people, the ugliest dude on the team, and say, let's put him in costume? Or
don't take his glasses off first.
Yeah, glasses first, make sure his eyes are shut. Yeah. I don't get the logic of how they just appear in costume and where Arcade even found their costumes.
For me, it makes way more sense than the 10 or 12 other times we've seen that happen in the last, half a dozen issues. All of a sudden, they're in uniform.
I would put them in their date clothes. They're more restricting.
It's magic.
And Storm's costume is self-explanatory. You don't want to change that.
No.
Can we just notice for a second that this whole setup must cost millions and millions of dollars, right? To have like this, I mean, it's got to be like a massive warehouse that has several layers for this to really work. So I'm impressed that Arcade, I mean, he must have a lot of money. And that he
not enough money to have like a volcano lair at the South Pole and fly there in a wagon, but he's got stuff. He's got stuff.
He's up there though. He's close.
It's the second tier.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is I'm going to turn my basement man cave into something similar to this soon. So I'm just.
TJ says he wants the job of stripping the X-Men. So he's got it. You're on it, TJ.
TJ, there are probably 2 people on that team you would probably want to strip down, actually.
Way to step up there. We got Azor's Tiger in the
What
house.
the Farouk?
Going on.
I see what you did there, Eric. I wanted to bring up, I saw Lasso here said, I think Storm's claustrophobia would be worse in that bubble than her danger scenario later in the issue. Yeah, I agree. I think that right now is where she would really be freaking out if that were the case, compared to where we're about to go next. Magdalena voice bubble there.
The volcano layer is a timeshare. Yeah, we agreed with that. That's true. He may save a little money that way.
So let's see. So then we're jumping into the first scenario. Now that all the marbles have dropped, and we go to Cyclops first, who has to choose between 3 different doors. And the kicker is he's on a time limit because, as you can see on the right, the walls are closing in, and so he has to choose a door soon. Arcade explains that if he chooses the right one, he's free or whatever, he can go on. If he chooses the wrong one, he's going to die. And then he admits here that, secretly, that there are no correct doors and that he's just going to die anyways, unless he gets creative and uses the one secret way out that he really doubts Cyclops would figure out. It's essentially what went on in Arcade's mind.
It's like Batman in the Maze of the Minotaur. You don't play their game. You rig the game so that you win.
That's right.
Right? There are no unwinnable scenarios, as Kirk and Spock have taught me.
Do you think Cyclops is really that smart to figure this out, though? I mean,
am I the only guy on this panel now? What the heck, Justin? You're supposed to be on my side on this one.
I'm just saying. I really thought, like, for a second when I was first reading, like, oh, so this is where Cyclops dies. Okay. But it's not.
The next issue shows Jean quitting the X-Men because she's upset about it.
I was gonna say, this is where we first get a hint. No, this is the first hint that we get that Domino exists, because the luck that this man has in surviving has really shine here. So, Brandon, what did you think of this whole situation that Cyclops is in?
I'm not a Cyclops fan. Obviously, so I was like, Cyclops. I mean, he's a smart guy when he wants to be, like when he's like doing strategy. Obviously on Krakoa now he's much stronger. So I do give him the benefit of the doubt. If he really puts his mind to something, he can be a smart, good character. Kind of like he was in this issue a little bit, but I'll never give him that as my first kind of thing.
Okay. Yep. JP's in the house. What's up, JP? He said that Cyclops is definitely not that smart. All right, so as we're figuring this whole thing out, because Cyclops is staring at these doors, we move on. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. To the guilt trip, and this is where Cyclops is trying to. Well, they have
Colossus.
Colossus. They have Colossus take a seat, and I'm confused because I feel like he would have just like jumped into attacking this guy, or not listened and taken an actual seat.
Yeah, he becomes a lapdog pretty quickly here.
The dude opened up by speaking Russian, so I guess that's like a
swept him off his feet. Yeah,
I'm with you, Chet. This whole panel in chat is unacceptable.
You knew that was a given thing when I came on here, so
I would put JP in timeout, but he's got a wrench, so there's nothing I can do about it.
JP, I agree with you. Shout out to you, JP.
I'm just saying there are a lot of X-Men. I'm saying that's a bold statement, because if I gave you a list of all the X-Men, it would be like a phone book, and there's a ton of people in there that you may have just overlooked. I'm just saying. Yeah. Boom. There's an X-Men named Boom Boom. I'm just gonna say it. There's an X-Men named Boom Boom.
Don't sleep on Boom Boom. I give you Glow. I give you Marrow.
Basically has the same power as Jubilee, but less interesting.
She's hot though, right?
Yeah.
Jubilee's got that too. So what's Boom Boom offering at this point?
Two hot chicks is still good.
One value that Boom Boom brings that Jubilee does not.
We want to go back to the Storm panel, and I'll tell you.
Sorry.
All right. So with this guy that comes and starts, talking to Colossus here, I just thought that it was too easily defended, or too easily, tricked into his ways or whatever. But I just wonder if they had a backup plan, because if Colossus was not, I don't know why I keep wanting to say Cyclops. If Colossus was to just not listen to this guy, and you know, I'm curious if they had anything that was going to stop him otherwise. But I guess we'll never know because that doesn't happen. So we'll jump into the next one, which this is a really wonky scene here with Wolverine having all these, you know, these funny mirrors. I don't know if you guys are ever a fan of going through, you know, those funny houses.
The fun house mirrors, yeah, man.
Yeah, those are always cool. But after seeing this, I would probably be freaked out if I saw something just with the thought of these instant androids coming and attacking us.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool concept. I think it's kind of fun and wacky, and reminds me a little bit of, like, if those that have read Infinity Wars, when certain Marvel characters had to fight like Thanos's twisted versions of themselves. It definitely reminded me a little bit of that. Obviously, this would come first, but it was cool. It was kind of fun.
Yeah. I like to think I'm just thinking of like the thought process of Claremont and Byrne actually sitting down to write this story. And just, it's like everything that they want in an arcade, or everything fun that they had in an arcade. They're like, let's throw this in there. That'll be fun. That's just what's coming to mind. And there's like, okay, there's an idea for this guy and this guy and this guy. I just also love how the chat, when we started talking about Boom Boom, has just completely came out and I love Boom Boom.
There you go. I've never known anyone to have appreciation and love for Boom Boom. So, I mean, her name is basically what I used to call poops in my daughter's diapers, but whatever. You guys just... She did a boom boom. She did a boom boom. So there you go. I mean,
oh, buddy.
Yeah. Disqualification right there.
I mean, Beak could probably be the worst mutant, but
who's this?
Beak.
He's Beak. Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of weak. Good point, TJ. They've never really had a backup plan. Good point. I love how Arcade's laugh is drawn in his pen.
His face expression is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So then from here, we're moving on into this really cool scene, which I thought was a really cool like panel and usage of Nightcrawler's eyes here. So I wanted to really blow that up.
Definitely. And I hate how quickly and easily he's taken out here. It's like stupid.
Oh, yeah, seriously.
He gets taken out in seconds by a noisy car with a giant chainsaw on the side. He doesn't see it sneaking up. It's a car that can drive on the roof with a chainsaw, a giant buzzsaw on the side, and he doesn't hear it coming.
Yeah, his lady friend is not even in the room this time, so there's
nobody to distract, right? Nobody to distract.
Nope.
What was it? There was no slang to warn him.
Yeah, no slang. Instead, we got the
Boobs and boom.
Morbius is really enjoying this episode.
Having fun tonight. I already know.
This is a show you don't have to be an X-Men fan to watch this show. No. You could definitely get a lot of enjoyment out of other hilarity. I like.
You could hate the X-Men and you could watch it.
Yeah, I think it would work just as well. I mean, clearly some of our chat do.
We should like Storm.
Right.
Yeah, you should appreciate Storm. But then, hey, who doesn't?
Yeah,
that's a better question.
Very true. Sorry, Brandon, were you saying something else with this panel?
No.
Okay. My bad. So John, I agree. He definitely gets taken out of here way too soon, way too easily.
Yeah, I mean, for one of the coolest X-Men, he should not be taken out like that.
Agreed.
I mean, Banshee, sure.
Yeah, and then Banshee's just chilling here. Poor guy still does not have his voice, from him being ruined a few issues ago. And he's just getting these he's in this like Matrix room basically.
Just speechless. That's funny.
And Matrix room, and basically these random Nazi planes are now attacking him or bombing him. I didn't quite understand the tie-in to that, or
no, not at all. This one is very random.
It was okay. I was staring at this and I'm like, am I missing something? Did he fight in the war? Like,
he was probably alive during the the Blitzkrieg. When the Nazis were bombing London, and maybe that he experienced some of that. Okay. But that's just based on the era and how old he is. He's one of the older new team members.
Yeah.
Doesn't his family own a castle though?
They do.
So how that would?
But it's pretty run. We saw it. It's pretty run down. Couple of squatters.
Well, damn, we may do the expert on castles.
It does have a cool ray gun with a ceiling that opens up on the top. Yeah. That's about it.
Well, the Juggernaut put a couple of holes in it, but they're doing all right.
Oh, the leprechauns. Yeah, they're little.
And leprechauns who know Wolverine's name.
Yeah, I can't forget about that. So, and then finally we get to what Arcade says is saving the best for last, and refers to Storm. And she is on this platform that quickly gets turned over, and underneath is this just flowing
An
river of
ocean.
water.
Yeah, giant.
I'm telling you, John, this has got to be an expensive building setup,
Yeah.
whatever it is that you want to call this. So kudos to Arcade. He really did design quite the design here.
Yeah, he's a definite 1%er. This arcade's got stupid money. So stupid that he wants to just basically destroy superheroes with his funny money. He's basically Baron Zemo if he had unlimited funding. You know, I'm just gonna kill superheroes in the most exotic ways possible.
But is this fun about it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Baron Zemo now is just so impatient because he's been doing it for so long. I feel like Arcade's just having his fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's still new to the game, so it's a lot more fun now. Like, you talk to him in 30 years and see how he feels about it. When he's lost so many times.
We don't know if Arcade can dance the way Zemo can dance, though. So that's something that we'll have to still.
I predict he can.
I don't know. Maybe his assistant can, but I don't know about him.
Yeah, chat. One hell of a property indeed, for sure. So Storm essentially is trying to just catch wind and try not to fall into this thing, and then she tries to blast through, sending some thunderbolts, right? And this contraption fires them back at her, and that's how she kind of gets taken out, as you can see on the bottom right hand.
It's electrifying.
Yes, that cue the music. Yeah. So yeah, cool panel. I do like that. All the thunder and lightning going on at the bottom. Yeah.
Byrne, he always does these great backgrounds, like the movement, all really captured well.
Yep. I thought this was cool. So we go back to Cyclops, who is still trying to figure things out, and finally decides to blast a hole through the side door and thinks that just none of these three doors would actually work, which ends up being correct. So kudos to Cyclops. I do like how it has Zrak written on his actual laser, on his beam there. I think that's really cool.
I love how it cuts that one Wolverine in half too. The way they draw the like beam cutting through is pretty badass.
Oh, totally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I like how they're technically like in two rooms right next to each other, and like kind of just worked out to take out one of the instant robots. That
would have sucked if he just killed Banshee right then. Just blasted him away. Oops. Crap.
Guy couldn't even scream. That's
darn it.
For help.
Yeah.
So this worked out. Helped Wolverine to kind of get together now and start teaming up to take out the rest of these instant droids that Wolverine's been dealing with. And then this is where we see the big fist coming out of nowhere.
And we get Super Mario Colossus.
And yes. Damn it! I should have added that into the panel.
Dun, 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 dun.
That is so accurate.
It's like the Russian roulette music, or like Soviet Russia, whatever.
I've been waiting to make that joke for a while. Dun, 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 dun.
John was planning that joke before we started this show. This whole entire series of shows.
Yeah, when I read the classic X-Men version of that, I already knew this one day would come.
That's great.
JP was having a kick after.
I mean, Chet can be mad at me about that. Not about opening raw books and holding them up to the camera right now, but the Banshee shame, yeah, for sure. It's my bad.
Brandon, you're a big Banshee fan, right?
I enjoy Banshee. I enjoy when he appears. I just think that he doesn't do enough, or I don't think that people include him enough. I think there's more to the character than his constant bad luck trips. That's what I'm going to call it. He's like the poster boy for taking shit in this book, in this series.
He does. He definitely does.
He's the Hawkeye of the Avengers.
I would say Jackson Roy Kirk, it's probably the wrestler unitard that doesn't get a lot of laundering that he's picking up on. It's not necessarily the metal form that Wolvie can smell. It smells the unitard. You're all off the Christmas list.
Damn it.
What about Hanukkah? Hanukkah? We do Hanukkah?
I don't know. Today is marijuana. Are you sending us something?
It is 420. I totally forgot.
Yeah, that's why the chat has been so slow.
Right.
Yeah, so we have Arcade here getting the last laugh as this issue wraps up as kind of a cliffhanger. The whole team is still in trouble. We don't really see anyone resolve anything yet. Which
I want to mention too, like, so
Yeah.
we got Colleen wrapped up in a present.
Yeah.
And just two random ladies. Is that what he's making? Two random ladies who happen to be dating X-Men?
They're
that?
random to you, John. They're random to you, but not to Nightcrawler and
yeah, they were. That's his date.
Yeah. No, they're just two, but they're just two random characters, right? They're not like, it's not like, you know, anybody from the MC that we really like, the Marvel universe that we know. They're just like two random ladies, and he's going to make them watch in present. They're like, dude, I just found this guy on, you know, a dating website, and now I've got it stuck in the present. Like, I just wanted to go on a night to see the opera.
I will say, specular, these are the first appearances of these two ladies. I'm just saying.
Right, but we don't know their names.
John, have you ever seen Animal House?
Cameo.
Yes.
Cameo.
So these were the two ladies that when that dude came in and said, "Can we dance with child dates?" Like, those are the two ladies.
Those are never saw them again.
Never saw them again.
Until they were going out with Colossus and Nightcrawler. Seen them in a previous issue? All right. Pretty maids all in a bow. Very funny. I like that.
Where's Morbius? He's still here.
I don't know. So yeah, this kind of wraps up. Before we get into the numbers here, any last thoughts about I guess just the issue overall, or how it ended on this cliffhanger?
I'm excited to see how King Koopa plays into the next issue and what that's going to mean for Princess Peach. I think it's going to be a really great twist. I know that everybody's betting on Batman Fortnite, but X-Men Super Mario is not. It's an undervalued spec right now.
Tied with a little Spider-Man. Don't forget Spider-Man.
Sorry.
Spider-Man's not even in the next issue.
I couldn't help myself.
Wait, he's not in the next issue?
No, but
so Spider-Man's only usefulness in this was blowing Cyclops' identity and destroying a telephone booth, and that's it.
No, he's not in this.
It was really just John Byrne wanting to draw him.
It was just John Byrne drawing Spider-Man, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
TJ, that makes total sense.
It's not that he recognized Cyclops first. He recognized Colleen first. I wonder what MJ thinks of that.
It's Susan spec. It's the original Susan spec, TJ. They were two of them in this one issue and never given a name.
Oh my God, the influence.
Just because of his is it because of the costume? Is it that?
Too much Cyclops and not enough Storm in this. Yeah.
I think we got a lot of Storm in this.
Hey, quality over quantity, man. We got all you never
a lot.
Let's jump into the numbers here.
I'm sorry. Key elements.
Wait, so I didn't.
First a true first.
Yeah. So I messed up on that, guys.
Of the right side.
Animal House makes their debut.
Dude, that was legitimate news to me though, John. Because I always.
I'm glad I could share that with you.
Yeah, no, that was
live. And if you play it back, you can see Justin's reaction.
My jaw hitting the table.
Yeah, this is a true first, folks. This issue has a true first.
Storm gets a nip slip. Animal House actress makes their debut in the X-Men title.
Same. When this gets out, that 9.9. By the way, Chet, you notice there's a 9.9 on the registry.
Ooh. 1%er.
9.9 floating around out there somewhere.
Station Big Herm. What's up, brother?
So definitely some key elements.
Yes. I think I was just trying to say nah, like damn, like no way, you know. That's what
or just not appropriate. It's just not appropriate to talk about. I get it.
Exactly. I really didn't have anything else, even for the other facts. That's what's listed on CGC labels for other facts. Just some of the other appearances.
I'm also really glad that that whole Juggernaut storyline came to fruition here as well. That we got a little Juggernaut, and now of course they showed. No, they didn't. That was not useful.
And they're gone. Yeah, no.
They went to go destroy another castle and find some more leprechauns. Oh, Jackson Roy Kirk, spot on.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was going for.
There it is, spelled out clearly.
Covering up for Justin.
Whether you ink that or color it, it's still the same. Yeah, Lasso. Sorry, no Gene. But we definitely made up for it.
Yeah, really, Lasso? Come on, man.
No, Gene and Lorna, I'll take any day over Storm.
Get this guy off the show. You're never coming back here again.
With the panel that we've seen, though.
Wow.
I will still take Lorna. I'll also take my Polaris and Gene any day.
These youngsters, John. All right, so this is 207 9.8s.
Yep.
325 9.6s to 233 9.4s. Then there's a little bit of a drop. And then we have a 9.8 currently, last sale in February, or Webuary, going for about 325. And then the 9.6 is 110. So yeah, about a 3 times multiplier here.
So we're getting a little closer to normal on this one. Once the nip slip news gets out a little bit more, this one could go back up.
Yep. Mark it
there
down.
You go, chat. I agree with you. Yeah, JP, right? Get him out of here. I'm saying.
Hit him at no, JP. We were just agreeing 2 seconds ago.
and look how far you've fallen.
Full one in, JP.
Yeah. So that is the rest of this. I did throw this in just so that we could have it, because figure with this stuff.
Yeah, JP. Yeah, it's definitely hey, whoa, hey.
We're gonna wrap up.
I'm glad that panel at the top made the list because yeah, it's important. Look at all this. We are clearly objectifying women on this show. It is not. We're not doing a very good job.
No.
For teen.
Yes, not for children.
They say also had no scroll back for Storm part.
He had to scroll back. Yeah, he missed the beginning. JP missed the beginning of the show, and he went back to watch the black and white. I can screen share again if you want, JP. It's it's just my desktop.
Yeah, it's his desktop. So
Beta Ray Jim, and hey, how you doing, man?
Trivia just in time.
Good to see you. Yeah. Beta's like, I'm here to collect some points and be out. Any last thoughts here, gentlemen? I think we kind of covered everything, right?
I think. I mean, it's a whole lot of fun. It's just good, silly goofiness. Perfect comic book premise. I think it's a nice swing back to the other way from the last few issues that I thought were just they felt like cheap Marvel money grabs or just like filler stuff.
This was our vacation from everything the X-Men have been going through.
Yeah. I like how it ended. Left us on a cliffhanger, but still gave us enough that we're obviously curious what's going on. So, and I just love all the action scenes of them being put in their own scenarios and seeing how they can battle their way out. So, looking forward to next issue. Let's get into some questions. We got some questions lined up for the chat here. If you guys are new or if you didn't know, we do these questions based on last episode, and you have a chance to get your name in a raffle to win either the Omnibus Volume 2 for X-Men, Claremont's X-Men, and then also we have a separate one going on as well where you can win a mystery box from John, X-Men mystery box. So if you're new, make sure we're going to ask these 4 questions. Type out the answers. If you're first, you will get you'll get your name entered in the Omnibus raffle, as well as 2 points for John's raffle. And then if you're second in the chat, then you will still get 1 point for John's raffle. And then don't forget, we are also looking for some humor. If you have any some funny answers, give us one of those, and maybe it'll be chosen, and you'll get a point as well to go into John's raffle. So there's a lot of ways to get into this if you're not already. We have some people that are clear regulars, but there are some people here in the chat who I'm not sure if they're in yet. So maybe this is an opportunity for them. So let's kick it off with John. You want to go first? Your first question?
Yeah, absolutely. So last week's issue was a wonderful little romp across all the lives of our X-Men characters. Storm decided to revisit her home, ancestral home in Harlem, and ran into some trouble and needed to be, I don't want to say rescued, but assisted by a couple of great Marvel characters. What are the names of the 2 Marvel characters who came to her aid? Which 2 Marvel characters?
I'm so curious to see what Lasso says.
Please be.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a comedy answer out of this for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let's see here. I see Lasso and Chet. I got Lasso with the 2 and the raffle ticket. Chet with the 1. Tying himself with Jackson Roy Kirk.
Yep.
All right. And Lobo Perry. Damn, now I have to give Perry a point.
Yeah.
Bebop and Rocksteady. Yes, Beta Ray Jim. You get a comedy point for Bebop and Rocksteady. Funnier than Lobo because nobody would believe Lobo.
Janet
Lobo,
Jackson.
Lobo is not useful.
Setting up the news.
I'm going to give JP a point for that because
just give them all a point, John.
Everybody's getting points except Perry.
Except Perry.
That was awesome.
Oh.
Yes, Janet and Timberlake. Yes, Miss Janet, if you're nasty.
Disapproves. All right. So my question is my first question. Again, looking for 2 names here. Who was repairing the X-wing toward the beginning of last issue?
I think it's actually just called the Blackbird, isn't it, or something? The X-wing. That's Star Wars.
Someone named it in the. Oh, someone referenced it as X-wing.
I thought it was called the Blackbird, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, maybe it is. But
maybe I remember the animated series. But yeah, who's fixing it? Who's doing the work?
Whoa, chat just jumped on me. I do see one answer.
Let's see. I see 2 back to back on mine.
Oh yeah. What am I thinking? Yeah, that back to back. Sorry. Lasso first here. Banshee.
Lasso again. You can't stop the magic lasso, man.
Nope.
It's his birthday coming up. That's what it is.
There you go.
2 points, and then we got Jackson Roy Kirk with 1.
Yep.
Neck and neck with that Chet, man.
JP says R2 and Luke.
Ooh.
And Beta just says R2D2.
It is kind of funny that it's R2 and Luke. All right, JP. I got you, JP.
JP on fire tonight.
He's bringing the comedy. All right. My last question involves the end of the issue when we're looking at Juggernaut and Black Tom Cassidy hanging around, and someone comes in as the representative of Arcade. Who is Arcade's assistant? What is that character's name? Arcade's assistant comes in and introduces themselves. What is their name?
Somebody get laughed.
Sean and Kurt, not Banshee and Nightcrawler. Have all the wins. Ooh, no, not this time. Lasto was too busy talking about his birthday. He missed out on this one. Jackson Roy Kirk with the 2 points and the raffle ticket. And Chet with the 1 point. Hanging tough. Stick it in there. Cherry Pop-Tart. Yes, Old Wolf. Yes.
Tony.
Yes, Tony. Let's see here. Where are you at, Tony? Do I even have you on my list yet, Old Wolf? Yeah, I do. Here you go.
Skee ball cashier.
That's hilarious. Cherry Pop-Tart. Yes.
Cyclops.
She was dressed quite provocatively. All right, that leaves just one last question.
Yes. So my last question is: Who did Wolverine see in the city shortly after dropping Storm off in last issue?
Oh, that was kind of on this issue a little bit.
He was warning. He was warning Storm to be careful and that he would come save her if she needed any help. And
that was fast.
Oh man, he saw a little somebody, and he was very surprised to see.
Got the 2-point person already, and there's the 1-pointer.
So
Chet.
Jackson Roy Kirk, number 1.
Yep.
First, and then Chet second. Nice.
Yep. And then we'll wait for some comedy. But Brandon, you got anything coming up? Anything you're doing coming up here you want to let people know about?
Yeah. I have a pretty busy schedule coming up in May. I have 3 creator interviews all in a week.
Nice.
I have Marcus Toke on May 8th. He's the artist on Excalibur. John, I know you don't like that book, but I really do.
It's the writing more than the art. The art's not my problem.
But Marcus Toe is awesome. And then the Wednesday in the middle of the week, I have the Wonder Woman creative team from Infinite Frontier, Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad.
Nice.
The naked cowboy wins. Shit.
Luigi.
And then I have Will Partasio on May 15th.
Ooh,
Nice.
classic X-Men talent there.
Oh, yeah, that's
Ooh.
Excited because I've been trying to plan that since October.
That's
so
awesome.
I remember you talking about that a while back.
yeah, and it was like in talks and talks and talks, and we finally got a date. So I'm going to start promoting that soon.
Nice.
And then I have weekly wrap up coming this Friday, which is where me and Bryce, he'll be the comics. I'm sure you guys know who he is. If not, go follow him. We basically talk about all the books we read in the past week and just discuss them, break them down, and
Nice.
then give recommendations for books coming out the following week.
Nice.
And then Monday we have Hall of Fame, Hall of Shame, which John, I believe you're going to be on.
That's the plan.
Yes. So I'll touch base with you later on the books we're going to be doing.
Cool.
Nice. Busy man. A lot lined up.
A lot of fun. I'm excited.
Nice. John, what about you? What do you got coming up?
Let's see. Tomorrow night I'm on the Comic Core, and we're doing our usual shenanigans over there for a new comic book day. Thursday I've got my new episode of Comic Book Community News, which has been a lot of fun, and I think people are starting to really enjoy that. And then Saturday night is Bearded Comic Bro and I looking back and discussing all the movies nominated for Best Picture this year. We're gonna do drinks and movies. We're gonna celebrate some really avant-garde, really edgy, powerful movies this year. I've got a couple left to watch, but I've watched a ton of movies, and
I see all the ones you're posting. You're killing it, man.
Man, there's some amazing movies. I was not prepared for some of the gut punches. So some really powerful stuff to discuss. So that'll be Saturday night on my channel.
Nice, very nice. For me, I have was it tomorrow? I'm going to be on Spine's channel.
Chet, that was tonight. Comic Community Nudes was tonight.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm going to be over on Spinetick's channel tomorrow night. Me and Morbius are actually going to be teaming up with them, just doing kind of a hangout session, one of their hangout sessions that they do. So we'll be streaming for a couple hours. I think starts at 7:00, and then also on Friday I got invited to comic book canon, which is Jeff and Chris. They've been doing some really cool stuff over on their channel, and they invited me to jump on. So I think I will be over there on Friday as well. And then I have Comics with Bueller as my guest for this Saturday.
Oh, man.
Another good one, hopefully.
Your interview with Reggie was phenomenal.
That was awesome.
Oh, man, I had a blast. That was really cool. I appreciate you guys hanging out for that. Yeah, these comic origins have been just an awesome time, and I know you guys have been guests on them. I'm probably gonna have to bring you guys back on at some point, because I feel like John, you were the first one that got me to do it on YouTube because we had internet issues.
My crummy old phone did not like streaming on.
You remember that? Yeah.
Instagram, but I had an iPhone 7. It was really just like, why are you still using it?
Instagram too. So
yeah.
We do it.
Yeah, that's right. Yours was too. That's right. I was talking to Kavi about it. He's like, we need a redo, man. We need a redo. I was like, wow, I actually did a decent amount where it was on. It was
basically when you start season 2, you bring some people back,
bring
some new people on, whenever you're ready.
Sometimes you have better stories to tell.
Yeah, there you
Probably.
go. There we go. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you all for hanging out. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed to these two gentlemen here. Next week we'll be talking about 124 on John's channel, and Brandon will be with us, of course, teaming up. We'll see. And then Brandon's like, hey,
I don't know, he burned down the chat tonight. I don't know.
So I burn everything wherever I go. It's on my MO.
Good stuff, guys. Everybody have a great week, and we will catch you guys. Make sure you read up on 124, and we will see you on John's.
This was the first appearance of DJ Justin, so maybe next week we'll get it.
Yep, maybe. I will hopefully have a new computer by then, so maybe I don't need these things, but we'll see. That doesn't even really make sense. I'm not gonna explain all of it, but you all have a great night, and we will talk to you